Hey there, Amanda here, and welcome back to my author's journey. In my last video, we talked about setting yourself up for success in the writing process so you can follow through on your dream by consistently doing the work. Today, we're going to fast forward to a time when we've completed our first draft and turned it over to someone else to review for feedback. I want to take this opportunity to underscore the importance of feedback while also highlighting the fact that no one besides a hired editor owes it to you. When anyone takes on the task of reviewing your work for free, they are doing you an enormous favor. Just because you've poured your heart and soul into your work, it doesn't mean it's solid gold. Even if it is, not everyone has a taste for your particular word concoction. Keep that in mind when your work is returned lacking high praise or not returned at all. People are busy. The majority of the time, we all are focused on our own lives and the most urgent, important people and things in it. If someone offers or agrees to give you a portion of their valuable time to support your dream, they are giving you their most valuable asset. No matter what kind is given, all feedback is a gift. And if you want feedback, give feedback. Surrounding yourself with other writers will help you skill up, and offering your support is likely to be returned in kind. When someone gives you feedback, you're allowed to say, "Thank you. Is there anything else?" to clarify, but you are not allowed to be defensive or shoot the messenger. No one wants to hear they have an ugly baby. But it's not anyone else's fault that you took up writing and placed this creation into their hands. Instead, you should be genuinely thanking your critics. Thank those brave and generous souls who are willing to take the time for you and tell you what they really think. Learn to welcome, even celebrate criticism in all forms. Don't be defensive and take what you can to improve. While they meant well, those who gave me a sugar-coated version of their thoughts were actually being the opposite of helpful. And even the select few who didn't mean well and intentionally wanted me to feel badly about pursuing my dream, their thoughts, taken with a grain of salt, were more valuable to the refining process than the so-called encouraging fluff. If you are keenly aware of the audience to whom you write and what they need to hear, you'll come to understand that you and your message is not for everyone, and that's okay. Let go of the desire to please everyone because it simply isn't realistic and will significantly delay bringing your dream into reality. Focus on your audience, your message, and doing the work long enough to move the project forward. Again, all feedback is a gift, and when someone says, "It's good," they may not be equipped with the skills to give you specific actionable feedback that can help polish up your work. That might be a signal to seek out a professional who will take a deep dive into the clarity, flow, and mechanics of your copy. If you're fortunate enough to have a person of this caliber in your close circles, assume up front that you'll still be compensating them for their editorial services and clarify those terms with them in advance. Like a friend or family member who owns a bar or restaurant, expecting them to cover your expense is just plain rude, and a great way to have them cringing at the prospect of helping in the future. Generally speaking, you pay for what you get when hiring editors. For those newer to writing, publishing, or particular genre, I highly recommend engaging a developmental editor before the copy editing process begins. These amazing professionals can bring out your best work and teach you the priceless keys you'll be able to apply to your current and future projects. Expect them to challenge you at every turn and the final product to be exponentially better as a result. Remember, writing is a blue-collar job, and it's easy to romanticize long after professional publishing teams do their work. It's ultimately your responsibility to create something you're proud of, and one's best work almost never comes out on the first, second, or even 10th time. Thank goodness for professionals who hold our feet to the flame so we have the opportunity to do our best with the help of their guidance. If you can't accept criticism or without taking it personally, the editing process will be much more difficult and add extra emotions which just get in the way of your creativity, production, and achievement. No need to pout, friends. Just say thank you, apply the wisdom, and give it another go. You can choose to be offended or take the feedback personally. Just know that posture will put significant limits on your potential success in both writing and every other aspect of your life. If feedback has a tendency to get under your skin, Recognize what an even more extraordinary gift you've been given to gain new awareness of a blind spot which could use healing. Perhaps that unhealed wound subconsciously reached out to appear in your work for the very reason to ask for help. As for the person who delivered that awareness to you, well, they were simply giving you exactly what your inner self had asked. Wow. Another helpful tip to refine the clarity and flow of your message, whether you're writing a speech, tutorial, screenplay, story, or otherwise, is to get the support of a young person. Ask someone between the ages of 11 and 13 to read your work aloud and notice areas which are overly verbose, flowery, difficult to read or understand. Engaging your helper in questions about the experience can expose a multitude of treasures you can revisit on your own before a formal editor handoff. Also, should a project make it through the publishing process or not, be sure to acknowledge those who've helped you make it to this stage with a thoughtful gesture and statement within the text of your creation. This includes friends, family, mentors, coaches, editors, project managers, and anyone else you can think of who made a contribution to your work, even if their support didn't necessarily feel warm and fuzzy at first. I believe if you've made it this far, you have a whole lot more to give to the world through your unique perspective, and writing is one of the best ways to leave a positive, lasting impact. Keep up the work, my friends. I can't wait to see what you create. I'll see you next time on my author's journey, and in the meantime, check out my podcast, The Goal Next Door, where you get out of your head and create real connection anywhere, including the written word. Bye for now.